Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Vanessa Collins, joined by Teddings, and today we are here with Jennifer Briggs from the Auto Diesel Institute. Thank you so much for joining us, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me.
Jennifer is a powerhouse in our industry, as people are about to learn. Jennifer, Auto Diesel Institute, really honored to have you with us here today. You and I have talked about this for a long time. I think we met a while back up at Northwood.
Mhm.
So I know Vanessa has a few questions. I have some questions for you today. So, Vanessa, I'll let you get things rolling.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ted. So, Jennifer, you are doing something very cool with the Auto Diesel Institute, and I'm curious, what kind of programs does the Auto Diesel Institute offer to train mechanics?
Well, so we are, I hate to even use the word college because, we're a cross between. We're part of a large 4-year college system. So we have high level programs, not like some of the trade schools, which they're all awesome. We need as many mechanics as possible, right? We need A, B, and C technicians. But here at the Auto Diesel Institute, we actually offer ASC master level accredited programs. So there are 3 different levels of accreditation. And in the stores, you guys are very familiar with your ASC certifications for your mechanics. So our college is actually accredited by ASC at that master tech level. And we currently offer 4 different programs for now because I'm building a lot more. We offer a 2 semester certificate for an auto service technician and a diesel technician as well. So we have 2 different certificates, just 2 semesters, 9 months, and you're going to earn at 5. You'll be trained to sit for 5 full ASC certificates and on the diesel side, 5 state of Michigan certificates and 7 auto. But then our associates program is 18 months. It's 4 semesters, but we run them right through. The students are on campus with us for 3 semesters, and then those gen eds, they take it home so they can go right to work. Because of our accreditation, and thankfully, someone at the college decided to come hire some crazy car lady to run it. We really are focusing on getting these students in and getting them trained. The training is intense. It's 2 semesters at a master technician level. We have to teach 90% of all of those tasks that ASC is saying, or we lose accreditation. So it's an intense training program, Vanessa,
Wow.
but we are teaching them everything they need to know. I am going to build out some lower level programs, right, for the maintenance and light repair, because we do need techs at all levels. But currently, and it's great because we're at the master level. So bringing in those shorter programs will be easy compared to how we're training those mechanics now.
Yeah.
Jennifer, give us some color, some background. Where is the Auto Diesel Institute located? Where do the students come from? Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yes. So we are located in Owasso, Michigan, which most people have never heard of, but we are right about here when you look at the mitten between Flint and Lansing. We're pretty central in the main part of the state. We have students from all over, though. We have some students from South Carolina. We have students from Texas. We have students from New York. The nice part about being part of a bigger college system is we have housing. So, and we have housing scholarships. So students come to us from all over.
Okay.
And the great part I love is we have students in the building from the age of 17 to 56.
Wow. Wow.
So
Excellent.
we are training now our 56-year-old student, he owns a farm. And he's just gotten tired of he popped in. I embarrassed myself, guys, when he came for his tour because I was like, "Oh, are we waiting for your student to join us?" And he says, "No, I'm the student. I'm tired of paying people to fix my diesel equipment and all of those things." But he actually has taken on a job second shift because he's just finished his 3rd semester in the associate. And one of these diesel shops made him an offer he couldn't refuse. So now he does his farming during the day and he's turning a wrench in a shop second shift.
I love it.
Yeah.
Jennifer, Vanessa and I were recently hosting a a venue, a meeting in New York at the World Trade Center, and we had a lot of folks up there, and one of them was Marcos Wannenberg, a very well-known technician, and he said that one of the reasons why it's hard for dealers to find techs is that historically dealers have not treated techs quite as well as they should, but now there's a new realization, that the technician is of importance, of great importance. So I got to ask you, has it been hard for you to find students?
It has been the college, I think, over the last few years has had a hard time, but getting out there, like I've put like 50,000 miles on my car. I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary here at the school. And so, but for me, yes and no, right? There's a lot of ground to cover, and the type of student who is going to excel in a program like this is probably not going to be captured from an internet lead. It's just like if you're trying to hire techs, like you have to be really creative. You can't just post an ad. Actually, one of the dealer groups up here in Michigan has this wonderful tactic, and I love it. I mean, I can't do it for students, but they put hiring stickers on oil filters. So when somebody goes somewhere else to change the oil, they see, hey, you want a better job? But we are actually so excited to report that we are going to hit that triple enrollment number since I've taken over the program. Yes. So we already have, I mean, I'm like, we're already right there. And I have 8 more. We have 2 weeks before the fall semester starts. I have 8 students already just waiting to finalize their stuff. And 4 of them will allow me to hit that triple number. And it's just going out and talking to young people and getting out to career fairs. I think part of the reason we struggle, and like we historically have been very unfriendly to a lot of positions in the dealership. Like I started at 22 in the accounting office.
Mhm.
And that was another area where it was like, oh, those are just the girls in the back. Like it's the same thing with the technicians. But when I got into executive operations, like my service department was my baby. And when I got into consulting, it's how I chose my customers. I would ask their service absorption number. And if their absorption was not where it needed to be, I knew they weren't at the level that they needed to be able to work with me. And if they said, what service absorption? I definitely stopped. As a consultant, it's important that your clients can be successful. And we all know those metrics are great indicators of where the rubber meets the road and are they going to do the work. But, with the technicians, I have seen some really great examples of groups that are partnering with like junior achievements and things like that. But when the pool is so small, poaching is our common practice in the store, right? We're trying to poach technicians.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've taken over this job, I'm like, no, you have to grow them. And if you don't have the senior tech in your shop to help grow them, guess what? You can send them to me and I will teach them and send them back to you. So we are really excited. And honestly, there's a lot of young people who want to work with their hands. I think this is a great time for us to rebuild and take this. The Wall Street Journal has said Gen Z is the tool belt generation. Through COVID, they saw lots of people lose jobs, lose security, at least have to take a significant cut back. But these trades have not. They have actually increased in pay and increased in demand.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great time for us as an industry to be able to like really show off, because I mean, really, if your service department is rocking and your technicians are turning where you need to be, it doesn't matter what you're doing in sales. Service will take care of everything. Maybe used cars a little, but that also depends on a successful service department.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jennifer, from a finance standpoint, do any of your programs offer financial aid, or what does that look like for techs of any age to attend the Auto Diesel Institute?
That's a fantastic question and wonderful segue, Vanessa, because also this new generation of student is very concerned about college debt.
Yeah.
And for our technicians, they also have tool debt to think about once they
Mhm.
finish their program.
Yep.
Because we are a part of a larger college system, we are full financial aid eligible. We are a private college, but we're also a nonprofit. So we have lots of scholarships available for students. We're part of the Baker College system, all Baker students, but the Auto Diesel Institute in specific, we have a up to $3,000 scholarship for students just attending here. And that's the only qualification they need to have to be able to get that. In addition to the federal financial aid that students are available for Pell Grants, I do encourage students to stay away from student loans, which is crazy. And some of the people in the institution are like, like we're a university, like that's what we're supposed to do.
Mhm.
But there's so many industry scholarships available for these technicians as well that I tell them, let's look at grants first because that's free money.
Free money.
Then the next is scholarships. And if you have to take out a student loan, I have also collected, and I need to collect more. So if anybody is watching has a tuition reimbursement program at their dealership,
Okay.
I am collecting those for my students because some of those scholarships are GPA dependent, and some of our technicians, they're fantastic technicians. But I'm going to tell you, because my son actually was enrolled at the Auto Diesel Institute before I took it over. And, we don't qualify for financial aid. And he also didn't plan on going to college. We thought he was going to the European Basketball League. Then COVID hit and all of these things. So, like, I won't tell you, but he did not have a GPA that qualified for scholarships, is what I will say. But there are some we have different local truck show scholarships. He got, scholarships from people that are not GPA dependent because everybody knows how badly we need these technicians. So between the federal financial aid,
Okay.
the private scholarships, industry scholarships, and those tuition reimbursement
Yeah.
programs,
Yes.
my goal is that the students who leave this building, we want to graduate as many talented technicians as possible with as little debt as possible. Now, I
That,
can't make it work for everybody, but that's the goal.
I love it.
that's
That is
awesome. And
just
that's so important that you preach that, avoiding student debt because that is something that burdens young people in this generation. And it would definitely burden this industry as well. So,
Right. Well, and I don't have the specific stat, but when I was at NADA, the gentleman from Wrenchway, what is his name? I know you know
Jay.
him. Jay was sharing some statistics about this new generation of technicians that they burn out. 50% will burn out in the first year. They are not going to a different dealership. They are out altogether. And I do believe it's a combination like that tool debt. It's
yeah.
insane. And I just had this conversation with Snap-on, and are they a sponsor before I tell this story?
I'm
Not
not. I'm familiar with that name, but not here at the round table.
Okay, very good. But they would like us to be a Snap-on exclusive school, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
like with
of course,
how we're growing,
of
with
course.
all of these things. But I said to him, I said, here is my struggle. Yes, I believe you have a top quality tool product. And I think that every technician aspires to have a big, beautiful Snap-on or Matco box, right? Both are very expensive products. But a brand new technician is going to have to work their way up, even with a certificate or a degree from a training program. They're still going to have to work their way up in the shop.
Yeah.
They are not going to turn enough hours to make that payment. So I actually have our students don't have to buy tools to attend our school. We provide all of the tools that they need in every lab and every class. At the end of their program, we bring in all the manufacturers, all of the tool companies, and they have a tool fair where they get to purchase at some discounts are like 60%. And they do have financing options, but one of those providers, which again, this might be the accountant in me, that is becoming my favorite, is Gear Wrench or Tech World.
Okay.
They represent a lot of manufacturers like Craftsman and some of those, some hot techs would be like, oh, those are like beginners tools. These technicians are beginners.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they actually offer 6 and 12 months same as cash in their student purchase
Mm.
program.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So no interest.
No.
Because
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
college kids really haven't established their credit yet. So the interest rate they're going to get from these bigger tool companies, and they're going to ask them to buy 12 grand worth of tools. And that's just not feasible. And I believe that that stat that Jay shared with us at NADA, a contributing factor is I can't turn enough hours to make that payment. So I have to figure out a different way, send the tools back and find something else. So I
Wow.
am trying to make sure that the technicians that lead my program are set up and understand how to invest in their own business when they get actually into the shops for their full career. Like I want them to stay forever, not be burdened by that payment. So I am trying to stack the deck. And there are grants that will help students buy tools to go to work. So I'm
Lots of
trying to,
different avenues. It's
yes,
awesome.
I'm
So,
going to remove every obstacle.
Jennifer, so our audience, people watching us here today, uh, dealers, general managers, decision makers, how do they connect and how do they partner with schools like yours, the Auto Diesel Institute?
Oh my God.
How do they go about doing that?
So, the first thing I would encourage you to do, no matter where you are in the country, there's probably a high school near you. And like here in the state of Michigan, most high schools don't actually have programs. They have county tech centers where they'll bus the students to. Where I came from in Kansas, we had VOTEX attached. I went to a pretty big high school. So, but just actually the easiest way to find out would be go to the ASC Education Foundation website, and they have a list of all of the ASC accredited schools and most of your high school programs and post secondary, which is us at the college level. I
Okay.
think the ones you really want to work with
Yeah.
are going to be those ASC accredited. Now, the ACCSC is also fantastic. So like our UTIs and WyoTechs, that's a career technical center accrediting body. I'm just not as familiar with their website, but you could look that up as well. But the ASC Education Foundation, because I think as dealers, we need to get involved younger, right? We are so active in our communities all of the time, but we don't talk about it, and we'll sponsor a little league team, but maybe you could sponsor a Skills USA team for your high school. Now, you probably don't know what that is, right? They're like, Jennifer, what the heck is Skills USA? Go to that website too. It's a skilled trade competition for middle school, high school, and colleges. So yes, keep sponsoring the little league team. They love you, and your town and your community loves you for that. But check out those programs and add that, because man, $5,000 will go a long way for a high school program. And you think about what our cost of turnover
Sure.
is in the shop.
Sure.
We're
Oh,
losing way more money than that when we turn over these employees. But if you start investing in that local program, and you're making great friends with that teacher or advisor, and those students say, hey, some of them from high school come to programs like ours because the high schools are maintenance and light repair accredited. So if they really want to hone their skills, they'll come to a facility like mine and train at the master level. But a lot of those students are just going to come right to you. I mean, and you're going to start them and have to train them through on the your OEM things. And that's another fun thing I'll talk to you guys about later. All the OEMs are now opening up all of this training for colleges, which is great because it's been pay to play. But now I've got Toyota, I've got GM, I've got Ford, I've got Kia, I've got Nissan, I've got Hyundai. All the same certifications and trainings they take in your dealership,
mhm.
I now have access to give to my students,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
which is exciting.
It's huge.
That is so exciting.
Yeah. So there's so many different ways that you can connect and listen. I listed a lot of stuff. If you can't remember, just reach out to me. I am happy to help you. If you are in Florida, you are in Washington, wherever you are. Again, I can only house about 500 students until I build onto this building. And I know that's not going to fix the shortage of almost 800,000 technicians. So I am willing to help anybody and everybody share all of the information I've collected, because it's not about where they go to school. It's about all of us having access to more technicians.
All right, Jennifer Briggs, everybody. She's the director of the Auto Diesel Institute of Michigan. If you can't tell already, she is, as promised, a powerhouse in this industry. She wants to work with you. She wants to help answer your questions. If our audience wants to reach out, Jennifer, has questions for you, things specific perhaps to their organization, what's the best way for them to reach out to Jennifer Briggs?
The best and fastest way is to shoot me a text message, and I think they're scrolling across right now, or send me an email. My text is fastest because
517.
email,
Okay.
yeah, 517-366-0219.
Okay.
Or email, or you can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook, wherever is most convenient for you. But the very fastest way, just shoot me a text, and then we'll set up a time to jump on a call or a Zoom, and we'll get down to business.
All right. We've known about her for some time. She's making great strides, and it's apparent. And Vanessa's so honored to have Jennifer with us here today from Auto Diesel Institute. So great stuff. Jennifer, on behalf of the Roundtable, thank you for all you do. I'm sure this is the first of many visits back. So congratulations on all the success that you're having.
Yes,
Thank you
congratulations.
so much. I know I never in my life thought I'd be running a school, but man, this has been fun. And it's a great mission to be on.
She's the one you want to reach out to, everybody. Jennifer Briggs from Auto Diesel Institute, here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.